Welcome to the Mega Podcast, where we delve into the inspiring stories of entrepreneurs, motivational coaches, and business leaders. Join us as we hear about their journey to success and the challenges they faced along the way. We'll uncover their secrets to perseverance and determination and gain valuable insights into what it takes to reach your goals. The journey may not be beautiful, but it is always purposeful. So sit back, relax, and be ready to be inspired by those who have dared to dream big and make it a reality. Hey, folks, what up, what up? It's your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new The Al Mega Podcast, aka the A.M.P. And today, folks, we have an amazing individual on. This person is the founder of MarketingBoost.com. He has helped thousands, and I mean thousands of business owners worldwide boost sales and scale their business by as much as fivefold. You heard? Fivefold. That's some great numbers right there. Through the use of incentive-based marketing. What is that? Don't you worry. We're going to dig into that. He also teaches entrepreneurs how to source sales and marketing through the use of value-add incentives. You ask also, what is that? We'll get into that. Instead of discounts. So his Facebook group has a home of over 27,000. You heard right. 27,000 active business owners who are raking in the sales and making it rain, baby, with his advice and amazingly affordable subscription program. You know what I mean? His motto is stay thirsty, my friends. Let me introduce one of the most interesting men in the business world, the one, the only, Marco Torres.
All right.
Hey, how
Al,
you doing?
What an introduction. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
No, thank you for coming on. So talk some business, OG, because here you are. You're killing the game. You're helping the world. You're doing some great work, and this is what the AMP is all about: is sharing in that journey, inspire others, and and also hooking others up with individuals that can help them level up. So that's what it is, and especially very inspiring for me to see a fellow Latino in the game that also, has hung out in mi fellow isla of Puerto Rico, which is great. So talk about your journey, my brother. A bit about yourself, where you're originally from, and the journey from there.
You bet. Thanks. Yeah. So from San Antonio, Texas, Mexicano de descendencia, my descendants from Mexico.
Órale,
But I was lucky enough. My dad was first in my family back when to graduate from University of Texas and went on to work with a company called General Electric Credit. So he got transferred to Puerto Rico, being bilingual, so that he could run the Puerto Rico operations for General Electric Credit Corporation. They were the ones that provided credit to everybody in Puerto Rico before credit cards. So
what era was this?
This was I was 1968 when I moved to Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Eight years old. And so anyway, I had the good roots from my father that was teaching me work ethics and for example, I started a paper out. There was no handouts in my family. There was no weekly allowance and so on. So if I wanted to earn,
I hear you.
yeah, if I wanted to have that new Schwinn bicycle that I wanted back when, he said, well, you got to make the money, do something, start a paper out. So he guided me, and I started a paper out. And by the age of 12, I had the biggest paper out in San Juan, Puerto Rico, with the San Juan Star.
How did you do that? Wait a minute. How did you do this at 12 years old? Here you got this guy. He comes from Texas. He came like a cowboy, gun in the streets of Puerto Rico. How you did that?
Man,
it was 12.
Yeah, at 12. By the time I was 12, they featured me on the front page of the San Juan Star, having built the biggest paper route they'd ever seen. And it was, it was a real business back then. I had to knock on doors to sell the subscriptions. I had to go back and knock on doors to collect the money. There was no payments online. Nobody was making their newspaper payments online with direct deposit.
Did you hire a muscle?
Yeah, I had to hire a muscle to go get paid every now and then. Bunch of gangster kids would all come knock on the doors at the same time.
You got Marco money.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to run the spreadsheets that my dad taught me how to do to know who still
Oh,
owed
that's
me
cool.
money. I got to go back and deliveries and collect the money. And but man, I ended up with a team. I had friends of mine. I recruited people to help me do the deliveries every morning so that I could focus on sales and collections.
Wow,
And
dude,
yeah,
check you
it was a big
out.
route.
Oh, because you wanted a bike.
All because I wanted a bicycle. Yeah, I eventually sold the route actually because I got into playing football. I didn't have time for the route anymore, so I sold the route. It was one of my first experiences in building a business and having an exit plan.
Wow, wait,
But
wait. So, wait a minute. I don't want to ask how much, but what did you get a nice piece of change for that route?
I don't even remember what it was, but it was several $100s. Yeah, so back then
Okay.
that was a lot of money for me. So
Hey, yeah, that's awesome. Check you out. I can't believe it. All
yeah,
right. So, what other type of businesses do you start getting into as a young man? So you sold the route. You got it. When you say football, I know as a Latino, let's not confuse everybody. We're talking soccer or we're talking American football.
American football. Yeah, I went to in Puerto
Okay.
Rico. I went to Puerto Rican high school. I mean, I ended up at Commonwealth High School to play Pee Wee football, and then I went on to play. I got a scholarship to play at Commonwealth, which is still a high school in the Atorrey area of downtown San Juan area. And
Yeah.
there used to be, I don't know if there still is, I think there is a big community of private American schools that were in Puerto Rico at the time. So I got, to play for this team and played football. And man, it was, that was an experience. It was good. So I enjoyed American football growing up with that. By the time I was 23, when I got out of high school, I went to about a year of college, year and a half, and it wasn't for me. And so I convinced my older brother when he got back from the college, he graduated, and my mom, and we opened Mexican restaurants in Puerto Rico. We were at the
Yeah.
Plaza Las Americas food court. We had Plaza Carolina. We ended up with 5 restaurants in 5 years. One of them was a full service dining room in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. The others were fast food. And eventually we sold those to Taco Bell. When they came into the island, they wanted all the food courts that we were in. So we sold, another exit plan, build it, grow it, exit it. We got out of the business. And later
Wait,
on,
wait, I gotta ask. Wait, you say that this is the second time say another exit plan. So the exit plans are always built into the plan from the beginning.
no, not always. No,
Okay.
it comes about. Like when we launched, we got into the restaurant business. We thought we were going to build, franchises of our own and take them, go out from Puerto Rico. We thought we might bounce into the U.S. and start a franchise of our operations. But mind you, when we first got in, we didn't know anything about the restaurant business. My dad told us, if you're going to do this, you need to prove it. And here's a lesson for anybody listening. When you're thinking about starting a business, here it was. I didn't want to go on with college anymore. I wanted to be in business. I convinced my family to do it. My older brother, my mom, we were all gung ho. Let's open a Mexican restaurant. My dad was the financing guy. He goes, well, one, you guys don't know anything about the business, and two, I'm not going to help and find you the financing for this if you guys don't prove it. So, what did he tell us to go do? And this is the lesson learned. Anybody listening should go do. You want to build a business, go work for somebody else who does what you want to do first. My brother and I went to Texas to stay with my uncle. We went to work at a bunch of different Mexican restaurants throughout Texas. We were working the midnight shifts. We were going in with cameras. We were freaking spies on a mission.
I love it.
we
I love
were
it.
we were funnel hackers way back before funnels. I mean, we were taking pictures of the invoice papers. We were taking pictures of all the equipment, the stainless steel tables, and how they were
The
set
James
up.
Bond of tacos. Holy smokes.
Yeah, we need to learn everything. What products do they order at these different restaurants? Who are their suppliers? I mean, we were essentially copying and pasting everything we could get our hands on and learning the systems. Before we decided to launch our own type of operating a restaurant. So
Hey,
we did
Marco, I
that for
always say, don't hate, emulate.
emulate. There you go. Don't reinvent the wheel. Emulate it, learn it. And,
Yeah.
excuse me. One way to do that is to be an apprentice, a volunteer, or go work for somebody. You know,
Yes.
with a mission. And regardless of the pay, the idea is right. If that's the business you want to be in, then go work your way into it, regardless of what kind of salary you're earning or whatever. you need to learn all the ins and outs of that particular industry, regardless of what your pay is, so that you can build your own resume so that you can have what you need to launch your own business. And that's what we did. And man, it was cool. I mean, came back and worked at a restaurant in Puerto Rico back then. You might remember the Scotch and Sirloin. I went there as a kid. I walked in as a bus boy and walked out as having done everything: bartending, waiter, captain, dishwashing, and volunteering to do all the work I could in there. I wanted to learn how to do everything in a restaurant.
You're gonna bounce the folks. You hear this? I love it. I love it. All right. So, how did this journey help in your family help inspire you to start drifting on your own to do something?
Well, that's good. Yeah, great question. So first, we've got these Mexican restaurants we're opening up, and I decided, my father and I were same kind of the same hot blood. So he would we were always chocando, we were always hitting heads.
That's what Latino males do, but we do that in a good way. The talent exactly. In a positive way.
Exactly, as he was trying to teach me work ethics. So I launched my own business, and I went in and opened up a nightclub with another partner. And that's another interesting lesson that I will share with people in my life. I've always leveraged relationships, and I've always, almost every business I've been involved with, I've had partners. And I like the idea of divide and conquer. In other words, there's only so much time in a day for you to do everything yourself. And some people like to be control freaks, and they want to do, they don't want to even outsource to employees and what have you, and they want to do it all. I'm the only one who can write the copy. I'm the one that'll build the website. I'm the one that's going to do the marketing. I'm the one that's going to do the sale. I mean, if you try to be a one-man show, you're thinking small, and you will. If you think small, you will be small. You will stay small. You will be what you set your mind at. And so. First thing I've always did when I started a business was I would partner with somebody who had more skills in that area of business than I did, and they would, I would leverage their skill, their ability, their, whatever it is they were great at, and what I brought to the table, and then we would, agree to divide and conquer, and you work on this, I work on this, and we're going to build this together. And yes, that can be risky. There's times that doesn't always work out. But in my case, maybe I've been lucky. But I think it's a matter of, it's like any marriage relationship. You got to pick the right partner first, and you got to have the right expectations of each other. And, hopefully it doesn't turn into a divorce. But if it just like a marriage of whatever, if that's your first business in life, is who is your partner? Your first successful business really depends on who did you select as your partner in life, because that person that you select as your partner, your home, your family, that's going to be the first success business that's going to help you. Do you have the resources of support as you build your business so that you're all on the same page, you're moving forward, and you're doing whatever it takes to succeed, which it always takes a lot.
I'm digging the approach there of approaching marriage as a business. And so, you know what? Then my business lasted a very long time. So that means I'm at a rebirth stage.
There you go. Okay. Well, you got to do what you got to do. Doesn't mean if it's not working, just like in business, well, then, it might be time to pivot and move into a different direction. But yeah, from there, I got into years later, I got into internet marketing. I've been an internet marketer since the very early day, early adapter, 1996. I started internet marketing.
Oh, 96.
Before Facebook, before
that Google. That was AOL, bro. You started up on dial-up, bendito.
Yeah, exactly. I was an email marketer I was a spammer before they called it spam.
Oh man, you must have been listed on Spam House forever. I know about that. I got listed once myself.
There you go.
That's amazing. So how did you even discover internet marketing and dive into that world?
I was in the travel business and worked with a gentleman named David Siegel, one of the richest men in southwest Florida. I mean, in southern Florida, and in central Florida rather. And David Siegel is like the Donald Trump of the Southwest over here. And he was back in 1994. I was in marketing meetings with him, and he kept saying, you've got to, we've got to get something going on the internet. So by 94, 95, I'm trying to figure it out. And by 96, I was learning, HTML coding and email marketing. And
Oh my
shoot, before
God.
you knew it, I had a garage full of servers and I was emails, doing millions of emails a month to everybody out there. Back then, people loved email, so it was, and they still do. I mean, email is a very big part of the business. It's never really changed as much as it was back then. It's still effective today. I think there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur than it is today. A lot easier today than it was back then. There's so much technology, so many platforms for email, for text messaging, for ringless voicemail marketing, for there's just so many tools to build a business today. You can build a website in 15 minutes compared to months in the old days with having to write all the code. So never been a better
Not
time.
lying.
And so I was in the travel business, and I ended up generating almost $1 billion worth of travel sales between the year
Wow.
2000 and 2008. And then of course it
What?
came to, yeah.
Diablo.
So
Crazy.
been around. I've been involved in helping and knowing now what makes people take action, and hopefully I can add some ideas to people listening on here, how you can get your clients to jump off the fence, to take action, to buy your product or service, or book an appointment with you, or what have you. And today I focus on a company called marketingboost.com, where that's what we do. I serve business owners around the world, and I provide them with travel incentives, and we show them how to use these travel incentives, complimentary hotel stays, restaurant savings vouchers, and hotel savings cards, how to use those incentives to motivate, to get people to take action, to add value to whatever your call to action is versus discounting, for example. There's a million different ways to do that, and hundreds of case studies. But that's what we do today. We help business owners grow their business, acquire more leads, close more sales by adding travel incentives to the mix. It's not the magic solution to everything they might be doing. We're not the magic bullet to make them money overnight. But if you have a successful business, adding these incentives to engage your clients, to get people to take action, to get them in, grow your Facebook group. There's just so many ideas on how to use them.
Really?
But that's
So,
what we do.
so what in your opinion are the best types of business models that could really take a great opportunity like this and use it, to their
Well,
best situation?
one of the best business models that I find is, people have a lot of success with is either one, when you're starting out, if you don't already have a business, one is to be an affiliate marketer and promote other people's products. That's one easy way to get in business, or one of the easier ways, because you don't have to have your own product or service. You can be marketing other products, even when you already have a successful business, you might become an affiliate marketer and start promoting other people's products as like add-ons to whatever you do, as an example, because you can get paid, decent commissions by promoting other people's products and services and getting an affiliate commission back. So that's one way. Two is to sell content, sell education, or something that's not hard physical products that cost money. When if you're selling information, if you're selling ebooks, if you're selling training, if you're selling business coaching, if you're selling things that you can deliver online, you can deliver instantly, via email, via video content, whether PDFs or ebooks or what have you, where you don't have expenses of delivering. If you're selling a e-commerce store, it can be difficult because your margins are low. And then you've got shipping expenses, you've got
Yeah.
staffing, you've got warehousing, you've got all kinds of costs involved in delivering your product or service. And so and obviously if you're delivering a service, that can be challenging because there's only so much time in a day for you to serve people. So that can be limiting. So again, I like the information business world.
I love it. So let me ask you, so why do value added incentives, beat discounting prices every time?
Well, yeah, Discounting is when we get in business, we find ourselves, we realize we have more competitors than we thought quite often. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, there's a whole bunch of people in the same space trying to sell a similar product or service that I do. And then you're tempted to discount. You're tempted to say, well, I'll be the cheapest guy on the block and that's how I'll get business. And so you end up, and then you find yourself racing to the bottom very quickly if you do that, because somebody else is going to come around and say, well, they'll be cheaper than you, and then you're going to have to go cheaper, and you're also educating your clients to only take action with you when you run another promo cycle, another discount offer.
Mm.
And so what I recommend business owners do is hold your value, add value to your offer, to your value stack, instead of discounting. And that can be done in one, obviously, using marketing boost incentives. We'll teach you how to do that if you were to look into that. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you're selling a business coach service, you might say, look, if you hire me for 6 months and pay 6 months in advance, what I'll do is I'll throw in a 6-day, 5-night trip to Cancun on us. It doesn't include airfare or hotel. It doesn't include airfare. It doesn't include food and beverage or the government taxes. But I'll cover your 5 nights at a luxury resort in Cancun if you go ahead and commit to 6-month agreement or what have you. So you hold your price and you throw in a perceived high value marketing boost incentive. Or you might try doing, what else can you add on of your own? Can you throw in the 7th month free?
You got me sold, Mark. I'm thinking going to Cancun right now.
Absolutely. And so
I love this idea. Okay, I get you now. I really get you. I see where you're coming. Folks, you hear this? Don't devalue yourself, but rather add value. That's truly being competitive. I love the idea of why undercut yourself, right? Because then it's like that old Bugs Bunny cartoon, right? At one point, you had 1 cent, so where's your profit margin going?
Right. And so that might mean, for example, get people to step up and pay you for a year in advance and give them the 13th month free. Or maybe you're doing, then add on, here's another idea people don't think about with your network. Who's in your network? Maybe it's, if I was working with you, Al, I might say, Al, do you have a training course? Have you built something in the past that maybe what you can, when you make a sale to your clients, maybe you offer my training course as a bonus, and when I sell my product, I'll add your training product as a bonus. And so we trade each other's products, and we can give your clients, you can give your clients a mini portion or a trial version of my training course, for example. And you're adding value as a bonus without it being something that's costing you hard dollars, for example.
I love this. True collaboration at work between like minds of people just trying to build and bring value to people's lives. Look, you hear this, folks? Look how simple it is to do something. All right, so talk about it. Because again, you had me dreaming of Cancun just a moment ago. So how is it even possible or affordable for me to use travel incentives for client acquisition?
That's a great question, and most people have no idea. One thought that comes to mind as well is people like, how would I use travel incentives in my business? I'm not in the travel business. I'm a realtor. I'm an insurance agent. I'm a multi-level marketing guy. I do this or that. And we have found that they work for nearly every industry niche. And for starters, becoming a member of Marketing Boost, it's only $37 a month. So it's a super affordable, easy to join, and available to any small entrepreneur out there or big entrepreneur. We have businesses, small businesses and big businesses. But what we do is we solved a problem for hotel partners around the world. And then we did this by accident with one of our other travel businesses. And then we thought, man, this is
accident.
I
love it.
We started this business on accident because we were trying to develop, we wanted more video testimonials from other clients. And so anyway, make the long story short, what we do is we help resorts fill what would otherwise be empty hotel rooms, hotels and resorts. And we convince these hotel partners, look, your hotels, let's be honest, they're never full. I mean, they're not full all year round. You're full on certain weekends, holidays, peak season, special events. But 70% of the year, 30, 40% of your rooms go empty. So here's what we can help you put warm bodies, couples, individuals, families in those rooms that are likely going to sit empty, and they're going to spend money at the restaurant, the bar, the spa, the casino, the gift shop, etc. And
Mm.
what and you are going to they're going to you're going to get some revenue versus none. So they agreed, and before we knew it, we now have 100. We offer complimentary hotel stays from 3 to 7 night stays and 125 destinations around the world.
Wow.
They obviously, again, they don't include airfare, don't include food and beverage, and they don't include the government taxes. So someone's going to have to pay the government taxes and fees. And typically, the way we train our members, let the member you give the incentive to pay that. You just do a proper disclosure. They pay an activation fee. It covers the government taxes, and then they got a free hotel stay. And so we
Not a
now
bad trade-off. Let me tell you what, I wouldn't mind. You already took care of part of my dream vacation. Thank you.
exactly, exactly. And then you use those incentives as you dangle that carrot with your call to action. So that might be,
Wonderful.
and then we have, for example, hotel savings cards. They come in one, two, three, four, $500, and you can save people money instead of it's not complimentary stay, but they're going to save compared to the retailers out there. And those, for example, every now we're all using Zoom and technology like that for telesales or Zoom video sales all over the world. Imagine people book appointments, but how many of them are no shows? So with the incentive, you might say, "Hey, book an appointment with me, no obligation. We're going to chat about to see if we're a good fit to work with each other, and I'm going to give you a $200 hotel savings card for your next hotel booking on us if you show up on time for the appointment."
Oh,
So
just for
now
showing up. Oh, hell
just
yeah.
for showing up. So now you're getting people to book more appointments with you, and more importantly, to show up for that appointment on time so that you or your salespeople are kept busy. And boom, you're going to add more sales to your bottom line just because people that are booking appointments are showing up on time for their calls.
I'm loving it. I gotta ask though, because I know we passed through a rough time. How did you guys manage, these travel incentives during the era of COVID? Because it must have been tough as an entrepreneur.
That's
How,
yeah,
how did
great
you get over
question.
that hump?
We did take a bit of a drop in business during the 2019 20 or rather 2020. And by 2021, though, and we'd probably lost about 30% of our members because they were thinking, oh, no
Oh
one's going to
wow.
want a travel incentive. But those that stuck with us, what they found was we extended it. We currently give people 18 months to use the certificate that they get. When you give somebody a free
Oh
trip, they
wow.
have 18 months to use it. We extended that during COVID for 24 months. We gave people more time,
Ooh.
and we still did great. But then once everybody, the middle of 2021, as soon as everybody was getting vaccinated and people were sick and tired and over the lockdowns, and people realized they got sick and didn't die and all that. So what happened was, boom, midway through 2021, we never saw business bounce back that hard for travel. We called it revenge travel. People were like booming. They're sick and tired of lockdowns. They were desperate to go somewhere. And it's still to this day, we've seen and never seen the amount of these incentives being handed out, being activated by consumers that are taking action with one of our members or the other, and actually using the travel incentives. So it's been a boom back like we've never seen before, and there's really never been a better time to be using these travel incentives to help you with your business.
Then beautiful. And let's talk about marketing boost before we go, because of course you have this wonderful website, wanted podcasters, YouTubers, Facebook group, admins, looking for great speakers. You need Marco. That's right. So talk about Marco. What the website? What can we find on this amazing website? And look at you, folks. This is why I made the comment. The most interesting man in the world. Am I lying? What a great picture. I dig it. Wepa.
Yeah, who's Marco there? So yeah, if you go to marketingboostsolutions.com, marketingboostsolutions.com is one place to go to find all of our different products and services that we offered and training that we offer our clients. I access my podcast as well there, where we're constantly offering training on how to use these incentives to grow your business. So the website I'd recommend, you either go to marketingboost.com or marketingboostsolutions.com for more information.
There we go. I see. Yes, and Fox. I mean, what? What do you mean as seen? How those opportunities come about?
Yeah, no, we've been featured on CBS and Fox News with this our
That's
product
wonderful.
line and what have you. So we have been in business since 2017, helping business owners around the world. We originally started out with about 5 destinations. We now have 125 destinations around the world. And then with our hotel savings
Amazing.
cards, they're good at over 1 million hotels worldwide. And then we offer restaurant incentives. We didn't even cover that, but the restaurant incentives are good at over
Restaurant.
about,
Hey.
yeah. So we provide, buy one get one, 10% off, 25% off, over about 100,000 different offers in restaurants all throughout the USA and Canada that are participating in the program. And so that's another incentive that you can be using, for what I call micro incentive for a micro call to action. You don't want to give somebody 5 nights in Cancun just for showing up on your Zoom call, but you might give them
Sure.
$100 restaurant savings voucher for coming to your Zoom call or to
Oh,
attend
heck
your
yeah.
webinar or to join your Facebook group or this type of thing. So you use a micro incentive for a micro call to action, save the big complimentary hotel
Wonderful.
stays for a bigger call to action like buying your
All
product or
right. So
service.
let me ask.
Yeah.
So when are those types of call to actions reasonable when it comes to a monetary value? So talking about the micro versus that macro incentive. Like, what's a good
Mm-hmm.
price point to be able to, in your opinion, for people to say, okay, I'll offer you this for this type of
Yeah, well,
value.
the higher the ticket, if you offer high ticket sales products, the higher the ticket value, the more the complimentary hotel stays actually make sense. So
Okay.
I've seen people selling, two, three, five, $10,000 coaching services, for example. And when they throw in, or roofing, solar, have
Hmm.
your solar system installed by us, and when the
Okay.
day of the install, we're going to send you your 6 days and 5 nights in Hawaii, or your choice of Hawaii, Cancun, or Cabo San Lucas. And the bonus offer makes
I
more
see.
sense the higher the ticket item is. But anything over $300 to $500 is, starts to work for the complimentary hotel stays.
Uh,
And below two or three, $400, I recommend the hotel savings cards, or using the restaurant savings vouchers as an incentive to get folks to at least book these no obligation appointment calls or in-home sales calls. I've seen multi-level marketing people use these very effectively just to get people to show up to the business opportunity meetings, or for quick start. Let's say you were doing a network marketing business. You might say, look, when you sign up with us today, if you sign up two people under you in the next 30 days, just two, I'm going to give you 4 days and 3 nights in your choice of Las Vegas, Miami, or Atlanta. And so you're
hey.
designing it as a quick start program. Go out and put me in front of a bunch of your friends and relatives and coworkers. I'm going to help you sign up your people under you, or what have you. That's just an example of how to use these in multi-level marketing to get people help your downline be effective quickly. But I mean, we have insurance agents using these, realtors use them at home and home shows to get people to actually put accurate information to when they register
Wonderful.
at the open house. Man, there's just a million different ways to use these incentives. Online sweepstakes programs for lead generation. There's so many different ideas, and that's what we teach in our Facebook group, by the way, which is free to join.
Teach. Ooh, let's get into that. And folks, look at this example on screen. He sold a $12,000 coaching package with a vacation giveaway. So it made 12 racks. Obviously, well worth it to say, all right, homie, 12 racks spent on me. Here's a vacay. Let's go. I'm
Exactly.
digging it. All right, all right. So get
Yeah.
into that next one, brother. Whereby I'm digging it, brother. I mean, this business sounds great. It sounds like there's so much potential. You know what? I see incentives for myself, myself here. Like, okay. So again, you say that we could get started as low as $37 a month. So talk about what does that $37 a month package bring me in regards to service?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the mainly the whole kit and caboodle. You with 37 a month, you have the ability, Al, or anybody listening, to give away as many of these travel incentives from all three categories unlimited. You can give away to your clients, your prospects, your leads, family, coworkers, uh, uh, sales staff. So although you can give them away like candy, we recommend you use them sparingly and make people earn them. The more they did to earn the
Mm.
incentive, the more they're going to actually take action and
Ho,
use it.
ho, ho, ho. Oh my God! I'm sorry. I just had like a brain buster idea. So actually, this also is a wonderful thing to do. For example, if you have a team of people that work with you and you want to, in service of, here's a great opportunity, guys, for your
Yep.
service.
Absolutely. So $37 a month gives you the ability to give these to use them in any in
Really?
all kind in as many as you'd like. We do have an annual plan, so if you pay for 347 for the year, we give you a bunch of additional bonuses, including the fact with the annual plan is only 347. We pay you commissions for all those certificates you're giving away if
Say word.
when people activate those certificates. So you can actually get paid to give vacations away if you sign up for our annual plan, which is
Say
also
word. Hey, Almega's about to become a travel agent. We got to make this happen, kiddo.
yes,
Take you to
sir.
Puerto Rico so you can have go to these restaurants that unfortunately Taco Bell took him over, man. We were kidding in the green room, guys, where they're like he has this idea because he's like, yo, Puerto Rico didn't more than just cuchifrito, so he introduced it to the burrito. It was his fault. All right.
Yeah, I'm the one that turned Mexican, and we really did when we opened up in 1970. We opened up Mexican restaurants in 1979. Back then, Puerto Ricans did not
Wow.
know. They did not know Mexican food. People really thought a taco was the sole of your shoe. So
Taco. I love it. Folks, look it up if you don't believe it. Right? That's
yeah,
how it
and,
is.
and
That's so funny.
guacamole, they had no clue, much less enchiladas. So yeah, it was an ongoing education for a while until everybody got used to Mexican food. Today, everybody in Puerto Rico knows Mexican food. You
Absolutely.
would
And I
think,
hope,
that everyone would know Mexican, but they didn't back then. Yeah.
I hope you guys now know cuchifritos over there with the papas and alcapurrias and all that good stuff. Oh
Yes,
man,
sir.
I love it. See, this is how you trade cultures, folks. Marco, you're amazing, man. I'm digging it. You know, the way you help people and being in service. So it's like, what inspires you so much to be in service of people to help and entrepreneurs and such? Where do
Great.
you find that inspiration from?
Thank you. Thank you for asking that question. No, my inspiration today, what I literally, I have several companies still to this day, but my goal, my priority every day is marketing boost because I like the idea and it inspires me, it motivates me, it feels good to be kind of what passing forward, and I pass forward by helping other people up the ladder. So if I can help other people up the success ladder and help them in their business coming along the way, that's inspiring. That feels good. And it's like giving back at the same time. I followed Zig Ziglar since I was a little kid. One of the first book series of books I read, of all the books I've ever read in my life, are mostly all about self-help. And I started with Zig Ziglar and How to Win Friends
A
and
legend.
Influence People with Napoleon Hill and Brian Tracy's. But Zig Ziglar's concept says my whole life in a nutshell is really, if I can help enough other people get what they want in life, if I can help them get what they want, I'll get what I want. And so, today I live a pretty decent lifestyle. I love boating. I love, sailing. I've enjoy work, but I enjoy playing hard too.
And are you gonna follow the other guy tomorrow's?
That's right.
I'm digging it. This is the man right here. You got. Please check out Marco Torres. I appreciate you, brother, for lending us your time today. Please check out the marketingboost.com solutions, the podcast, everything. All right. Get engaged. You get engaged. Starting price $37 a month. You heard? $37 a month. All right. Subscription based model is providing unlimited travel and restaurant incentives. All right. So show your clients, your customers some love. Give back to them. Because then you're only gonna give back tenfold for sure. And again, you're gonna have the amazing Marco Torres at your side. You're gonna have his ear. Definitely someone you can reach out to. Thank you again for your time. I'm inspired. again, seeing a fellow Latino in the business, rocking it the way that you do. So rest on the journey, keep rocking it as you do. This is what it is. All right.
Gracias.
No, para que sepan, wepa. That's why Mexico and Puerto Rico connection right there. Caribbean Central. Way. I love it. Okay,
Thank
folks,
you.
that's what it is. Nah, man, no, thank you. Yo, seriously, you keep doing what you're doing, keep inspiring others, on this mission. Again, I love the saying that you had there. Stay thirsty, my friends. Absolutely do stay thirsty. Stay motivated, stay driven. Especially us. We could do it. Don't let nothing. We have no limits. Nothing can limit you. Only yourself. Don't stop. All right. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Much love. Thank you, Marco. Bye.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Mega Podcast. We hope you've enjoyed listening to the insights and stories from our guests. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. And every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Don't give up on your dreams and keep pushing forward. Until next time, thank you for tuning in and stay motivated.